Hi and welcome back. My name is Emelie. I'm so happy that you're here today because I have two cards to share with you that are easy to put together and you don't need a whole lot of supplies. So I will use this slim line border. This one is called Forest Border and it's a part of Trinity Stamps' latest release. And I will also combine it with a sentiment from the Winter Winds stamp set. And you can see I cut out a lot of these borders in different shades of blue and teal. And then I will stamp directly on top of my lightest color here, my sentiment. And I will partially ink this up, and it will say sending warm. And then I will complement the sentiment with greetings. And now I will do the assembly of our focal point for this card. I will just create like a forest here, a teal forest. So I just put some dimension and combined it with some liquid, or sorry, not liquid, but some adhesive, just to hold everything together so I can move that as one piece around until I'm happy with the placement. I also cut it slightly down. And for the complementary of my sentiment here, I will use a really slick paper that is easy to do my heat, I would say heat embossing, but of course it's heat foiling with my glimmer machine. And I will adhere this with some low-tech tape and just cut away some of the excess. And what foiling paper I'm using, this is a silver one. And I will just adhere it. I'm trying to get it as straight as possible, and here is the finished result. You can see how it looks. I got some overfoiling down in one corner, but I think overall it was pretty good. So I will just use a sand eraser to remove that, and here you can see how beautiful the rest of the sentiment foiled. And if you have trouble getting a perfect impression when you're foiling, I would suggest switching cardstocks. I know that there are a lot of YouTubers out there that have created great videos, so you can get a helpful hand. But switching your cardstock really helped for me, and I'm no expert at doing foiling. I have been doing it since the beginning of the summer, so I've done a couple of projects and I have a couple of ones that I shared here, but I really like it. It gives this really finished and professional look, I think, to the cards. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And to complement that, and also to get my border to have a more finished edge, I use some glitter cardstock here in the same color. It's a silver one, just to tie everything together. And I will also build with some dimension here. I've popped it up with some foam tapes on some of the parts, and some of the parts I left pretty flat, just to get a plain dimension here. And here you can see our card. I really love it, how it turned out, and of course I will embellish it a little bit with some sequins from Trinity Stamps. I just love having a little bit of a sparkle. This is really a clean and simple card, so I think you have to do something just to make it stand out and be like amazing for the recipient to get it. So the foiling really helps, and also all of these silver bubbles really ties everything together. I just love it. I think it's super beautiful and so sparkly and pretty. And I used my wand here from Trinity Stamps just to help me pick all of those sequins up. And then I also took some, you can use whatever sparkles you have in your stash, but I used one from Nuvo. This one is in clear and it just has the amazing sparkle, so you can really see it when it dries. And I just put it towards the top of our forest here, or the top of our trees here. I just wanted it to look like subtle snow that has fallen down on top of our trees and just created that magical shimmer. So that was my thought process when I decided where to put it. You could also have decorated the trees with some more embellishment and maybe have them like ornaments. That I think would have been a fun idea as well. And then you could have included a couple of more colors, maybe the whole rainbow. So for my second card here, I took a green, I want to say like shattered glass or holographic cardstock sort of an image here. The foil is really spectacular in real life, and it really makes for a good I just wanted to show you that the tweezers here are really good for just opening the packaging, because sometimes I'm struggling with opening packages like that. So the tweezers was really good for it. Otherwise I don't really use that tweezer for my embossing plates, but you could if you like. I find that I don't burn myself using these plates. So I will try to center this once more on top of some smooth cardstock here, and I will slide my sentiment, or my cardstock, my foiling paper I should say, underneath, and then we can go ahead and do our foiling. And when we are done with this, I will do a fun reveal here. You can see I got some overfoiling once more down in the corners. And this is really a nice trick if you like to have the same color, because I didn't have any green like specialty papers in my stash that was coordinating with the sentiment. So I took a piece of the same foiling paper here. I will just take a new piece here, and I put down some adhesive, like a strip of really strong score tape, and then I will press the foil down and use my bone folder just to make this foil really stick on top of my adhesive here, and then I can reveal it and you will have the perfect coordinating cardstock. So this is really a trick if you want to stretch your supplies a little bit more, just to do this. And be careful when you're peeling it off, especially that starting point. Make sure that all of it is sorry, I'm a little bit off camera here, but make sure that all of it is really stuck there before you try to peel it, because otherwise you could actually risk ripping off the adhesive instead of ripping off the exit paper, if that makes sense. You will see here I'm really working that just to make sure that I don't destroy our product here. And this is in real time, by the way, so this is really how fast it was to create this. So there you have it. You can cut it down and you have the perfect strip to go across our border here. I'm just using some low-tech adhesive tape to the backside just to have something to put my strip of specialty paper that we created on top of. It's easier to adhere everything at once than try to fiddle with two pieces and align everything. So I put some dimension behind this as well. And for this card I kept it really simple. I didn't use a coordinating sentiment. You could have used the same or another one if you'd like. I pulled out a really old set from Trinity stamps with some gems here, and I just took the colors that I thought coordinated well with our project and left it as that. I hope you liked this project. If you did, it would mean a lot to me if you could give this video a thumb up and maybe leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. And I hope you find this interesting and maybe that you got inspired to create something with foiling or die cutting. That was my goal. Until next time, I hope you have a really great day. Bye!